podcast with FatherB and just me, because we are, well, we all know. Wait, why is this not recording my voice? Oh, is it? It is. I'm a dumbass. I didn't see the thing. Wow, look at that. It's the first podcast in self-quarantine and I already fucked up. That's cool. It's all good. Because I'm in self-quarantine and no one's here. So therefore, 6'1" Daddy Dark, no one can give me shit for not seeing the thing. But anyway, this is FatherB, of course, and due to the world going insane, let's just talk about that for a bit, because that's the only thing to really even talk about. Because I was going to do a whole thing where I was going to catch up and be like, oh, here's what happened, and then here's this, but then I'm like, fuck that shit, Like, no one cares about all that. But coronavirus, right? This shit's fucking ridiculous. I can't fucking, I don't know. I'm tired of it. It's been it's been like 3 weeks now. It's been about 3 weeks, and I've been in self-quarantine here on campus for 3 weeks. And I might be going a little insane. This coronavirus shit is just ridiculous. Like, we're supposed to stay inside, shelter in place, whether that's with family or by yourself or with a cat or a mouse. I don't fucking judge. But whatever it is, it's with, you do it. But people aren't doing it, and that's the most annoying thing. Like, I went outside a few days ago, and people were just outside. Okay, I was outside because I wanted to be outside, Like, I personally was like, let me be outside, And that's okay, because I wanted to be outside. And I'm not sick. I'm not getting people sick. I'm just here. I'm keeping to myself. I'm doing what I have to do as a human. I was just out taking pictures, and there were people around, There were people around, and it was just annoying to see people other than myself. So if you're outside and you don't have to be, then go home. Simple. Just go home. Like, when it's weird, because everybody always complains about going to work or having to go and do this and do that. And then the minute literally the entire world has to just stay home, no one wants to stay home. Everyone now has somewhere to be, something they have to do, something they've been putting off that they just got to do right now, It's a real sign of how the world's going to end, and like, for real, in the apocalypse, when it happens, because this isn't the apocalypse. This is just flu season to the max, is what I'm calling it. This is just maximum level of flu season. Like, isn't flu season spring season? Flu season is spring. I'm gonna look that up. When is flu season? Let's see. Flu season occurs in the fall and the winter, while influenza virus circulate year round. Oh, December, and oh shit. Okay. I thought flu season was in fucking spring, because, the flowers come out. So people that's usually when I hear people like, oh, it's flu season, because it's the flowers and the pollen, and then they get all stuffy and shit. But I guess it's in, what is this, December? It's in the fall and winter. So, and whatever. But either way, stay the fuck home. Like, don't make my life more stressful than it needs to be, because you're stressing me out every time I see you. I shouldn't see you, Like, that's the thing. If I'm seeing you, then you're doing something wrong. Unless I needed to see you. Like, unless it's something I have to go and take care of, and then, you're the person I have to go take care of it with or handle or whatever. But, it's just fucking stupid. And with college students, here's where the part where it gets fucking stupid. I'm saying this whole episode, I'm going to say things are stupid. Just a heads up, because they are. But you'll see as we get there. So with college students, though, it's the level of intelligence just seems to drop or at least when this stuff started, it seemed to drop, you know. I don't know why, I don't know how. Let me take a sip of my coffee that looks, my store-bought Dollar Tree coffee that looks disgusting. Tastes disgusting, but you know, it's the end of the world, so what are you gonna do? Online. So we have online classes now, all college students at this point, basically, which honestly is not the worst thing in the world. Why? It's because it's online. You don't have to do anything. You could literally do it anywhere. Like if you're taking a poop, pull out your phone. You could do your homework. You're having dinner. That's cool. Go pull out your phone. You're on a roller coaster. Okay, cool. Before you strap me in, let me just submit this assignment. You know, like it's easy. It's not that you have the burden of having to go to class. It's not like if you like, for me, the thing with class versus online is like, let's say it's a day where I have a class at 1, right? It's a Friday, right? Let's say it's a Friday and I have a class at 1 and my friends don't, and they want to hang out and go out and do shit, right? Because we let's say we live that life. But I can't, and I have no choice but to go to class. But if it's online, I'm already there. Like my friends are like, "Hey, you want to go, bro?" I'm already in the car. Like, you know, because my assignment is online. My shit's online. I can do that shit on the way to go getting fucked up. You know. So it's like student. I don't know, because I see this shit. Let me see if I can pull it up. I see this shit on Instagram all the time, and it's pissing me. It's starting to get annoying because we have this thing on our Instagram called CSUMB at our school called CSUMB Confess. CSUMB Confess is super funny and super cool. Honestly, it's not that bad. Like it's a nice outlet for students to complain and be students, you know. But then we get, where is it? We get shit like this. Let's see. There's so many. There's so many anonymous messages sent from people. To be honest, I'm like, if I ever have to send a message, I'm not gonna make it anonymous. Like, why would I make that shit anonymous? I'm just gonna fucking do, you know, if I'm gonna tell you, if I have some shit to say, then I'm gonna tell you. Let me see if I can find it, because there's so many fucking posts here. Oh, I think it's this one right here. Okay, so yeah, it says it right here. It says, "Hey, so I've been talking around and I feel like a lot of students are really struggling with transition to online classes. It may relieve some stress on students if all of our classes offered a pass-fail option. Could you see if students could sign a petition or maybe even send an email I draft to the school about this? Thanks." What did I just read? So let's break this sentence down. Hey, 2 exclamation points. Way too many exclamation points for what you're about to tell, for what you're asking from people. It says, "Hey," with 2 exclamation points. So I've been talking around. Who have you been talking to? Like, this was 3 days ago, 2 days ago, 3 days ago. You are in self-quarantine. Who are you talking to? Who are you talking to? And your main point of conversation is your online classes and how stressful it is. So anyway, so I've been talking around and I feel like a lot of students are really struggling with the transition to online classes. Okay. Let's see. Why is this wrong? Because it's April 3rd. This was 3 days ago. So April 3rd minus 3 is March 31st, roughly. We've been in quarantine well past that point. Well past March 31st. Before March 31st, I would say. Right? So no, students aren't really struggling to transition with online, because then you would have been saw that. Like, if you're struggling to transition to online classes at this point, then you've been struggling. Like, that's really the only way to look at it. You've been struggling. Not you've been. And online classes is just, you don't have anyone to cheat off of. Well, you should. And that's the sad part, because it's online. You should still have the Google. Google is your new cheating buddy. That's it. Like, I don't know how else to help you on that one. Anyway, let's finish this message. It says, "It may relieve some stress on some..." Here, okay, so it may relieve some stress on students if all of our classes offered a pass-fail option. This is why students and I try not to interact too much. Terrible coffee. Because pass fail only works for some classes. It doesn't work for every single class. Like, imagine, let's see, I don't even know what is a good example. What classes do I have that I could use an example for? Global studies. Let's do global studies as a pass fail class, right? So that's me saying, okay, or that's basically the teacher saying, I don't know for a fact if you understand everything we went over this semester as far as race, gender equality, territorial takeovers, and all this other nonsense. But you participated, so I'm going to pass you. And now you've passed global studies, whatever, without actually knowing the shit. Another example, let's see. With screenwriting that I'm taking, that can't be a pass or fail because I need to know on a very specific level what is good and what is bad about my writing, you know? She can't give you a pass fail like, okay, well, yeah, your writing's complete shit, but you did the assignment, so I'm going to pass you. Good luck making it as a screenwriter. You know? No, you can't do pass fail options for all classes because not all classes are pass fail. Most classes require credit, require work, require you to turn in shit, you know? So it's like at this point, this is when the rest of the sentence loses me. Because it's like the beginning part, okay, sure, I can relate. Online classes, am I struggling? No, but they are a change. They are a transition, and it is an adaptive process. I feel that. Now, when you start talking about pass-fail options, just making everything pass-fail option, it's ridiculous. So you've already lost your argument there. And then let's see what else it says. Could you see if students would sign a petition or maybe send an email? Could you see if students would sign a petition or maybe send an email? There are two things wrong with this. Let's start with the first part, the petition part. You can't, the students this semester got it into their head, or this year, the school year, that petitions are the key to everything. And it's not. They're abusing the use of petitions. Petitions have always been a resource for freedom of speech, advocation, and making major changes about major issues. This is not a major issue. We don't need a petition of 200 students saying, hey, make all of our classes pass fail because we can't handle online classes. That's what you're saying, basically. Like, if you can't handle online classes and you need a petition to get out of them, you shouldn't be in the major you're in. I don't care what major it is. Whatever major it is, whether it's film, business, math, science, kinesiology, fucking psychology, sociology, whatever the shit is, you shouldn't be in it. Because obviously you can't, if you can't handle being in the class physically, and then you can't handle being in the class remotely, you can't handle the class. Simple as that. Like, you just can't handle it. You know, get yourself together first and then come back to college when you're ready to be college. You know, right now you're still trying to be you. You can't pull the student card in this case. And then the second part with this is that they said send an email. Students don't even read their emails. That's the problem. Students don't read emails, and when they do read them, they still ask questions that's answered in the email directly. Like, it's ridiculous. So no, we can't send an email because you wouldn't read it. So what's the point? You know, I draft to the school, and then it says thanks at the end with an exclamation point, which is just such a, I don't know. I don't like. I'm trying to get away from writing thanks at the end of stuff because I feel like it comes off as asshole-ish. You know, it's like, oh hey, can you refill my gas and change my tire? Thanks. You know, it's like you're saying thanks before you get confirmation that that's what the other person wants to do. And then the comments on this thing is just ridiculous. Let's see, because I commented on it because this shit pissed me off when I saw it first thing in the morning. So this is what I wrote. I said, if someone at this damn school makes one more petition, ... I'm going to actually scream. Please stop trying to get out of shit and just be a college student. Can't handle online classes? Then you probably shouldn't be in college. So that's what I wrote. And I didn't write that shit to shit on whoever wrote this, because maybe it really is struggling for online classes, you know? Maybe some people whose home life is just really so complicated right now that they don't have time for online classes, or they can't commit to online classes as tough as or as much as others. And who knows, maybe like I am not an online class person. I am an in-person type of individual. Like I'd rather learn, at least with my major, I'd rather learn it in person, you know? Like I need to be there. You need to show me how to do this, or show me the film, show me the, you know, show me the slides and all that. So, and talk it out with me versus me trying to interpret it on my own, because I'm probably going to do it wrong. But at the end of the day, when the point of, here's how I look at it. You're in this major, you're in this class because you like the major. You like the major because this is something you want to do when you get older. If this is something you're passionate about and you want to do when you get older, you should already be studying it outside of class. So all you're really doing is just melding the two. It's not that tough. You're giving, if anything, you have more time to study your major, even more so now than you ever have in your entire career, your entire college career. So what are you doing in your free time? You know, why can't you handle your online classes? Why can't you get these things done in a timely fashion? You're not stuck in the class listening to the lectures. You could skip through the lectures if you want, depending on the class, get straight to the papers or the assignments and be done with the class for the day. You know, you could be done with your class by 10, all your classes by 10 a.m. if you really wanted to, depending on your major or whatever classes you got. But, you know, shit's just ridiculous. So that was my comment. And then let's see what else. Let's see. I'm struggling because this person said, I'm struggling because I'm constantly letting myself get distracted by the news and watching the world fall apart. LOL. I'm struggling so much. I hate it. Not everyone has access to the internet. Okay, Jeanette T, you have access to the internet. You're lying, because in this photo of you, you literally have you're taking a picture of your phone, of you with your phone, and even though it's not a very good quality picture, it looks like it's an iPhone. So you have internet. So CSUMB confess, but CSUMB confess is so fucking I don't know. It's ridiculous. There was a post they made recently, and I was like, this shit's turning into CSUMB Twitter, and I love it. Because someone talked about their fucking vibrator and their parents finding it and getting rid of it. And I was like, this shit's turning into Twitter at this point. Like, confessions are it's one thing when it's a confession, and it's another thing when you're just saying shit, you know? And it kills me because it's always anonymous. It's always anonymous. It's rarely not. It's rarely not anonymous. At the beginning, it's always at the end or the beginning, it says anon. And I don't know where, I didn't even know that was an abbreviation. I don't think it is. Anon. Sounds like a dumb one to me. But people in here are assholes, to be honest. Like, some of the people sending out their anonymous messages or whatever, they're kind of assholes. Or the whole anonymity, whatever it's called, that on the internet, this is just fuel for that, because people are just saying, they're giving away so much of their secrets and so much of their personal stories or experiences or situations, and I'm just like, dude, keep it to yourself. Like, some of this shit I don't want to know about, you know? Like, some of this shit we could all go without hearing about. Like, some people, they'll write whole fucking essays about it. Like, look, it says it right here. Okay, so let's see. I'm gonna read this one. I don't even know what this one's about. It says, okay, so there was this guy I hooked up with, and it was all right. Nothing to complain about, but that was in December last year. Then in January, I started talking to this guy on Grindr. We intended to hook up and hung out a few times, but I never went all the way. But turns out December guy and January guy are best friends, so I found out. I got scared. That January guy knew I hooked up with December guy, but I honestly like January guy a lot more. But now, since campus is shut down, I'll probably never get to see January guy again because he's supposed to graduate this semester. I'm really sad because I liked him a lot. Well, that was a whole story. I could write that whole story right now, you know? So let's start this over. Okay, so there was this guy. See? So I didn't know. I'm assuming the person in this individual is gay because they said they met on Grindr, right? And when I say gay, I mean lesbian and or gay. I just use that term. But either way, he says, hey, okay, so here's this guy. So there was this guy. So we know there was this guy. But apparently there were two guys. He should have said there were two guys. He should say, okay, so there was two guys. And then he says, okay, so there's this guy I hooked up with, and it was all right. Nothing to complain about. So by that, I can only imagine, butt stuff. Then, it says, then in January, I started talking to this guy on to be honest, this person in this story sounds a little unfaithful. Because he met the December guy first. So whether the sex was great or not, is that what you're basing the shit on? Or did you guys actually get along? We hooked up. It was all right. Nothing to complain about. But then in January, I started talking to this guy on Grindr. We intended to hook up and hung out a few times, but never went all the way. But turns out December guy and January guy are best friends. So here's the fucking problem. If January and December guy are best friends, how the fuck did no one figure this out? Okay, I'm gonna use Daddy Dark as an example here. We're gonna use me, Daddy Dark, and 6-1 as this love triangle situation here, right? I'm gonna play the guy that posted this message. Daddy Dark will be January guy, and 6-1 will be December guy. Okay, so if I started dating 6-1 in December, right? Or let's say me and 6-1 hooked up in December, no homo. It was all right, right? Nothing to complain about. We just hooked up. And I guess I didn't make it clear, I guess, in this message whether or not, or the person in this thing didn't make it clear whether or not they kept seeing the December guy, aka 6-1. So let's say, continue. Then in January, I started talking to this guy. Let's call him Daddy Dark, right? I started talking to Daddy Dark on Grindr. We intended to hook up, and then here's the difference. We also hung out a few times and never went all the way. So the thing is, okay, I'm going to read this as a really weird thing. Wait, I hooked up with 6-1 in December and then met Daddy Dark in January. We intended to hook up, but we ended up hanging out a few times and never went all the way. Right? So and then I found out later that Daddy Dark and 6-1 are best friends. How did I not figure that out? Because if you were just hanging out with 6-1, sure. If you were just hanging out with 6-1 and you hooked up, that's it. Nothing to complain about, right? It was done, it's whatever. And then Daddy Dark comes in January, and then you don't hook up with them, but you talk. How does it not click in your head? How does it not come up at any point who these people are hanging out with? Like, if I'm meeting a chick and I'm hanging out with her and I have a best friend, no doubt they're going to hear about that best friend at one point during our conversations. Just because if they're my best friend, they're probably going to be brought up at one point, especially as a college student. Like, you ask those small conversation type questions. Oh, what do you like to do on campus? And then, or where do you hang out with at? Or like, where do you live or whatever, you eventually start saying like, oh, I live in North Quad with my bud such and such, or I like to do, me and my friends like to go out and do this. And then if they're your best friend, no doubt you're going to say their name or you're going to tell some fucking story. So I don't get how you didn't know 6-1 and Daddy Dark were best friends, or January guy in December, So, okay. And then let's continue. It says, but honestly, I liked January guy a lot more. So obviously, and here's the thing. Well, okay, I'm going to get into it after I finish. Obviously, I know exactly why. I'm a love doctor at this point, right? But I honestly like January guy a lot more. But now since campus is shut down, I'll probably never get to see January guy again because he's supposed to graduate this semester. Well, that's on you. That's on you. You can't be really sad and say you liked him a lot and then not do anything because of the self-quarantine. Like, if it's self-quarantine and I started seeing someone on that level, like we were connecting on that level, we've been hanging out and all that, and then this shit happened, and let's say they were graduating, I wouldn't necessarily be like, fuck, I guess I lost them. No, I have their contact information. I have their. You're on Grinder apparently, so you still got that way to contact them. Did you not get their Snapchat, their Instagram, their number? Like hit them up. Be like, hey, it might be self quarantine, but self quarantine ain't forever. Or if you live in the same area, be like, hey, self quarantine, but come through. My place is empty. Like do what you got to do. I don't care how you do it. I mean, fucking Zoom is everywhere right now. Zoom is booming. As a matter of fact, let's see what Zoom stock is right now. If they even have a stock, Let's see what fucking Zoom stock went up 1.21%. I'm not even a stock person, and I know that's a lot. That's a big ass percentage. Because if you've seen stocks even briefly, I've only seen point something percent go up. I've never seen a 1 point something. So that shit's gone crazy. And it's gone up. It's only gone up. This year to the day, it's only gone up in the past. Yeah. Since coronavirus, it's gone up dramatically. So fucking Zoom, FaceTime, Snapchat, and literally every device, every app where you communicate to someone has a video aspect to it, has a picture aspect to it, has a sending a video, something to it, where you can communicate to the person, and it's not face to face, but it's something, it's something for you to build a foundation on. And it may not be the foundation you want. It may not be the foundation that's ideal, but it's the one you have. So, if all I can tell you is if you're not willing to go for it, if you're not willing to jump through the hoops to get it, then it's not going to come to you, Like the antelope doesn't slit its own throat and, wait for the lion to come and drag it off. I don't know you know what I mean? Like, I'm giving all types of analogies today. How much time are we? We're at 30 minutes. Okay. Because that took a whole fucking tangent. But, so I got sidetracked, but I've been watching Wizards of Waverly Place too. And Wizards of Waverly Place is my bread and butter. That's literally that's probably one of the few shows Disney did right growing up. Like Wizards of Waverly Place was lit. And it's so much like I just had a nice little stretch, but it's so much content or so much that goes down and within a season that you forget there's still more, like I'm in there's only 4 seasons and I'm in season 3 and I forget like this was back when shows like little sitcoms, they'd have 25, 24 episodes or whatever. And it just shit, it's like after episode 15, you're like, shit, we still got like 10 more episodes left. What the fuck is going to happen? But I've been watching it and it's funny. Like, I'm glad that we can still have access to this shit. Because, Wizards of Waverly Place came out in 2007. 2007 to 2010 humor won't be the same for like 2012 to 2018 humor, like if you were a kid between 2012 and 2018, I don't think your humor would be quite the same to 2007 to 2010. Just because the shit's a little bit more classic. Like the first episode of Wizards of Waverly Place is about getting to a 10-minute sale, trying to get to a 10, like kids or fucking people my age these days don't care about 10-minute sale or crazy sales like that, or we wouldn't be out knowing about it unless we heard about it, like we'd have to hear about it from someone else versus us discovering it on our own. Like episode 8 in the first season, there's a kid selling fucking newspaper stands. Like this shit's crazy. Like this show is it's old, but it's not old, but it's old, like the video quality is in the first 2 seasons. I love it because it's so nostalgic. And it's shot, I think, let me see if I can find its aspect ratio. Let's see. Wizards of Waverly Place aspect ratio. Let's see. I think it's the raster dimensions maybe is what I'm looking for. Its original was, so the actual special was presented. Oh wait, That's talking about the. Yeah, that's talking about that's talking about the. There's apparently a movie that came out. But I'll get to that in a moment. Hold on. I want to find their fucking aspect ratio. Yeah, so it went from 1.3 to 1.7, which is it's mind blowing to be honest. And what's funny is I don't even know what that shit fully means. I just know that I know to a certain extent. Like the best way I can explain it is like it went from a 4 to what was it? What is it at? A 4:3 aspect ratio to a 16:9 aspect ratio type of thing, which is it's a major difference. You notice it. Yeah. Yeah, it says it right here. It went from 16. Yeah, okay. Well, that's the movie. But that's the example I'm gonna give. And I love that shit because season 3 looks way different than season 2 and 1. You could see their faces a lot easier. You could see their faces pretty clearly in the first 2 seasons, but some things you can't see that well. The graphics aren't as great. The graphics aren't great throughout the show entirely, but it was 2007 to 2010. What are you gonna do? But I love the show. It has so much originality in it, or not even originality, but like it has a lot of originality, but not a ton. Like I love Harper's character. I love all the characters. Speaking of, I was looking at this shit earlier, and like I was curious of what these people are doing these days. And David Henry, the guy that plays Justin in Wizards of Waverly Place, doesn't look any different than the last episode of Wizards of Waverly Place. Like, well, maybe other than his hair, because it's the show. But even then, like, if I were to look him up, right? I was looking him up on Instagram. I follow all of them on Instagram now because I was like, why the fuck am I not following the people I watched growing up? That's why I'm never in the loop because I'm never following the people that I watched growing up and seeing what they're doing now. So that way I could blow people's minds. But yeah, look at this. He looks exactly the same. Look at this goofball. He looks exactly the same. What is this? Slide next pick for answer. I don't know what movie this is, Annie. But yeah, he doesn't. Maybe he looks a little older, but again, I think it's just because of the hair. But even in this picture, with his wife, he looks rather the same. I would say. Whoops. Let's see if I can fix that. Yeah, even with this picture, boom. Let's see. If I could just fix stuff. Even with this picture, he looks the fucking same. Let's see. Here's him he's on the mountains. Magical feeling up here. Really? Has been accomplished here. Nothing has been accomplished here. Magical feeling up here. It's like, it's crazy because when you're on a show, it's like you can never escape the show. But that's crazy. I wonder if it was me and I was on a show, right, as a kid, and then I became older. Like, how long would it take after that show ended till I stopped making references to it? Like, I'm curious if I can go back far enough on his Instagram. Can I find him still making references? This is in 2019. To be TBT to when The Real Russos directed. Wait, what? I need you guys to come back. Make a season 5. Oh my god, the scene where you forgot who Alex was. TBT to when The Real Russos. Oh, directed. Okay, so no. Well, that was a throwback picture. So I don't know, but this is ended a long time ago. I'd have to go back 9 years. I'm not going back fucking 9 years. But I was looking to see who of all of them has the most followers or who the most of them not only has the most followers on Instagram, but is also following the most people out of all of them. And believe it or not, Selena Gomez is obviously, she has the most followers, but also is following the least amount of people. Like, let me look at it. Because David Henry, I think, is also following the most, but has the least. He has 2.3 million followers, but is following 534 of them. Selena Gomez, I believe she has 5? No, she has a lot more. She has 172 million followers, but is only following 116, which is such an asshole move. If you're gonna be famous, right, and have an Instagram, and know you're gonna have a ton of followers, at least follow 25% of that. You know, like that's at least show people you care. Like if I ever get famous, God forbid, one day, and I get 172 million followers, I'm following whatever 25% of that is, and I'm gonna look that up right now because you can quote me on that. I'm only gonna follow 25% of my followers if I ever get 43. What is 43? I don't. So what is it? 43 million then? Well, that's a lot of people. That's a lot of people. Okay. 25% is maybe too much then. Well, I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. But 116 out of 172 is too little. Like who are these 116 people? Don, it's not like I'm gonna know these people. But you're following yourself, so that doesn't count. Tiny Kitchen. I don't know all these people. I'm obviously not gonna know any of these people. But she's following like 3 different Sephora Instagrams. One, the regular one, one in Mexico and one in Canada. I don't know why you need many of those because it won't, you just be selling the same product over and over. She's following other celebrities. Okay. That's fair enough. If you're, she's following Michelle Obama. If you're going to follow Michelle Obama, then you better follow me because why Michelle Obama? Well, she's probably met Michelle Obama, to be honest. I think she actually has. Yeah. Way back when Disney was popping and fucking had celebrities coming out of the ass like every episode or every commercial. You know, Michelle Obama was in those commercials, no doubt. She was on that Eat Healthy train. What was that? Eat Fresh? Was it? Let me see if I can find the shit. Because that was hilarious. The Eat Pass the Dish. Let me see. Disney. I'm going to say Disney Eat Healthy. Eat Healthy. Disney Healthy Eating. Let's see if I can find videos. Disney Healthy Eating early 2000s. Early 200s. Wow. 2000s. One more. Tune Disney Healthy Eating PSA Fruit. No. Walt Disney TV. Why Disney? Best parts of Disney Channel. No. Pass the Plate, I think is what it was called. Pass the Plate, right? Yeah, Pass the Plate Disney. Okay, let's see. Disney Pass the Plate, the Vietnam. Brenda Song Pass the Plate. Yeah. Okay, let's see if I can find this shit. Let's see. If I can. This shit was so funny. Or, yeah, it was so funny watching it because not only was it funny, but I feel like I actually learned something. So let's see. Let's see if I can. All right.
When it comes to eating
I'm gonna play
healthy,
it.
here's some global inspiration with Disney Channel's Pass the
Shit's
Plate.
so fucking loud.
Ever wonder where fruit comes from besides a bowl? The answer is all over the world.
Jeez, look at the quality. Look at the quality. I'm gonna stop that. Look at the quality. Jesus, I can't stand when the quality is. Why 240? Why only 240 option? You know.
There are also many fruits that don't come from all over because they're grown right where you live. That's why I love coming to my local market. There's so much local fruit to choose from. Locally grown fruit is really fresh too.
Oh yeah.
Sometimes you can even go out and pick it yourself. Of course, what you can get depends on where you are. And some places have a
It's
lot
crazy
more
seeing London
fruits
Tipton not be stupid or idiotic.
I'm Renata, and we're here to tell you what fruits you would eat if you lived in Brazil.
Alright, I forgot they do this shit. I remember these guys for some reason. Yeah, for some fucking reason, these Brazilian people would always come on and just talk about their fruit. It's weird. And then they introduce themselves like they were stars on a show or something that you're supposed to know or maybe not know because, you know, Disney has so many shows. But it's fucking fun. It's hilarious because I have no idea who these guys. I just know I liked his accent and the way he says pomegranate. Just give me a sec. I think this is that one. If it is, I'm gonna scream. Yeah, it is. Okay.
Able to name them all, but let's try. There are passion fruits, pineapples, oranges,
bananas. He had to have trouble saying bananas, like during, like especially while juggling bananas. Like, wait, because why is he touching all the fruit? This is pre-corona, so like, you know, it's fine. Oranges, banana. Like he doesn't even say bananas. He says bananas. Bananas. What are bananas, bro? Like.
Oranges, bananas.
He says fucking bananas. He doesn't say bananas. He says bananas. Oranges, bananas. Like, dude, just say bananas. Stop juggling so you can say bananas. Like, let's see.
Bananas, papaya, guava, mango, coconut. Not to mention the ones to be able to name them all, but let's try. There are passion fruits, pineapples, oranges, bananas, papaya, guava.
Yeah, stop. Because she said not to mention the more exotic ones, and then she goes on to finish off with grapes and strawberries. Peaches, strawberries, and grapes. Are those even exotic fruits? Let's see. Are strawberries exotic? Simple question, right? Not bias or anything. Exotic. Or I don't know how to spell exotic at this moment, but thankfully Google. Are strawberries tropical? That's not what I'm looking for. Strawberries and about our strawberries. Okay, so this is why I hate when it doesn't tell you directly. Are strawberries considered a tropical fruit? So I don't what I can't find the answer I'm looking for, and it stresses me out. Strawberry origins. Where do strawberries come from? Because that'll tell you right now. It was grown in Brittany, France. France isn't exotic, so you lied. Yeah, that's this one. It's this guy. He's gonna do the pomegranate.
Hola, Andreas Muñoz here in Spain.
Granada.
One of the fruits that I like the most is the pomegranate.
See, it's like they bring in these international individuals to like teach us healthier foods or exotic, quote unquote, exotic foods, and then it's like they say the names, and it's like it gives you less confidence. You know, pomegranate, bananas, strawberries are exotic. You know, it's like, are you yanking my chain? Or he starts in as if he's about to give us such an important announcement. Let's see. Look at this guy. He's like walking around, and it's like he's just so happy to be here. Look at the kids playing in the background. Such a face. Jeez. He scares me. Look at that face. That is the face of a killer right there. These kids in the background here, they're dead. That's not even pomegranates. That's not pomegranates juice. That's blood. That's fucking blood. Oh, she's Brenda Song's an accomplice to the fucking murder. She's like, at least it matches my nails. And then London Tipton came out for 2 seconds in that moment. Like, let's see. Like, look at how. Let's see. Let's look at it. Let's look. At least it matches my nails. That's the way to look at fruit. That's the way to look at anything healthy. At least it matches my nails, you know? If it matches my nails, then, bro, it's already eaten. And then she makes a fucking mess. Now, you know, if this is like a real stand, I doubt it. But if it was a real stand and she dropped, like, how many of those did she drop? Like 5 of those? Then you're paying for those. Simple. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's at least 5. Because there was one that fell back here. There was one that fell back here, and then like 4 that fell right there. So this is not a look of I was doing this to be. This is like, oh shit, I dropped 5 of these fucking pomegranates. Now I got to eat those. I better get my guy from Spain over here because he has 5 different. Doesn't he have like 5 different ways to make them? Or at least 2 different ways. Either you drink it or you eat it. Right? Simple. DisneyChannel.com pass the plate. DisneyChannel.com/pass the plate. I remember those. Like doing a fucking blah blah blah.com slash. You know, like it was so common. Like back then, Disney.com, Disney Channel. Is it Disney Channel? I'm gonna check this out. DisneyChannel.com/pass the plate, because it has to still be alive. If it's not alive, then America's dead. Then we really know, because then Disney's given up on pass the plate. If they've given up on pass the plate, I'm giving up on my entire career. And so far, this is not a good sign, because the page is taking forever to load. Oh shit, it's still here. But it's not called pass the plate anymore. It's healthy living videos. Stay up to date with the ways you can be your best. You know, this is perfect for quarantine right now, because we all got to be eating healthy, you know? Like, we can't, a lot of people are eating takeout, which is fine, because, you know, you can't really trust produce food, or you can't like trust as much food in the grocery stores as you normally would, which is fine. But you know, it's, you gotta eat healthy, man. You just gotta eat healthy. I'm looking, the videos that they got here is so fucking, look at this shit. DisneyChannel.com/pass the plate has really taken a turn. And I don't know when they took this turn, unfortunately. Does it show me a date? Like when they, this website was updated? No. It's just citizenship.disney.com/healthy-living/video ?CDS. They just have a bunch of, Disney Channel pisses me off when they make everything for kids. Like, sometimes just make shit for adults, you know? Like, sometimes have a Disney Channel adult edition. Like, where it's just all, where it's the same shit. It's still, like, it's still fucking all the normal stuff, but as if we were above 18, you know? Like, teach me pass the plate, but, like, pass me the fucking plate as an adult, not as a Disney Junior individual. Because now I feel like I'm becoming a pedophile the longer I stay on this website. Like, look at this shit. New streaming on Disney Plus. Well, now I'm just on Disney.com. This is such a way for them to catch people. They just take you to Disney.com, and then you slowly forget about pass the plate, because pass the plate is really gone, is what they're telling us. When did pass the plate end is the sad part. Fuck, man. I miss pass the plate. Like, pass the plate used to be the shit. They have 10 videos. I'm not going to watch all these. But Wizards of Waverly Place, Disney Channel, all that shit, man, used to be my life. Disney Channel and Nickelodeon used to be my fucking life. But let's see. What else do I have? Because I'm probably going to be done. I guess I'm done. Yeah, pass the plate really got my eggs boiled. Anyway, that's it. See you guys next week. Remember, wash your hands 20 seconds, right? For 20 seconds, 6 feet apart, social distancing. Don't touch your face. And, don't just stay home. Yeah. If there's a moral to this podcast episode, fucking stay home. That's what I'm going to label this one as. Stay home is all I have to say. But yeah, it's been real. I'll see y'all in the next one. All right.